I'm Diane McCullough.
Hi, I'm Andrew Ivamy.
And this is Fan vs. Fan for The Flash on Earth-2.
Earth-2 Flash.
Hello?
Barry 2.
Whoever's responsible for this. Oh!
So, the Barry from yesterday was not you.
Zoom has my daughter and our Barry. We need to find his lair. Lair? He's a bad guy. I'm calling it a lair. Tell us where he's keeping them.
Are you serious? We're going up there? I'm wearing wingtips here. They, don't have much tread.
The Flash, only this Tuesday at 8/7 Central on the CW.
All right, so on tonight's episode of The Flash, we have the second part of the big Earth-2 arc, and tonight in The Flash, we see Wells and Cisco recruiting the help of Earth-2 Barry and Earth-2 Iris and Killer Frost to go rescue Earth-1 Barry, and maybe Jesse in the process, and maybe a third person that they didn't expect to be there, and the third prisoner spells out the word J. And then back on Earth-1, we see Geomancer causing some hijinks, getting stopped pretty anticlimactically, and Iris never gets that article printed. That's what happened. Let's talk about the pros of tonight's episode. All right, pros. Diana, what did you like for tonight's episode?
Everything on Earth-2 was amazing. I want this show to be set on Earth-2.
I love how, blanket a statement that is.
You know what? This show is a 50-50 split between Earth-1 and Earth-2. You
Right.
can guess my con.
Right.
And my pro is Earth-2.
Yeah, okay, I'll be right with you on that one.
love-
Everything on Earth-2 is phenomenal.
I love badass Iris.
Yeah.
I even love really dorky Barry. It's a nice contrast.
cute. It's
Like
cute.
he's like wearing wingtips.
It feels dorkier than Barry was even before he got powers. Like, dorkier than Earth-1 Barry was.
I don't know. Earth-1 Barry was very dorky.
He was pretty dorky.
He was clumsy. He was late all the time.
Okay,
I
okay.
mean, I think this Barry seems dorkier because they talk kind of old-fashioned-y, so that makes his dorkiness
Yeah, the
seem
whole world
even
is a little
dorkier.
old-fashioned, that's for sure.
But I think it's equal to this world's
Okay.
dorkiness.
All right, I'll take it.
But, yeah, everything they got going on there, I love. Zoom is amazing. Killer Frost was great again.
Yep.
Yeah, there was nothing I didn't like about Earth-2.
Yeah, I want to see just Earth-2 the show. Right now I'm like, scrap Earth-1. Scrap all your Earth-1
Blow
shows.
it up.
Yeah, blow up Earth-1. You know what? Now I want to know what like Earth-2 Star City Arrow would be. Like, just change your shows to Earth-2. No one gives a shit about Earth-1 anymore.
I need to see Mayor Snart. He needs to make an announcement about what is happening.
Yes.
We have to know what the mayor thinks about this Zoom problem.
Yeah, absolutely.
I want to see Mayor Snart so bad.
Yeah. Well, I love everything about Earth-2. Iris is definitely a highlight for me. Earth-2 Iris is just so much more of an interesting and compelling character than what Earth-1 Iris is. And this episode, she really stood out and shone as well for me as kind of take charge. She felt like the leader of the group for the most part. Wells and Cisco actually feel like they kind of faded into the background once they met up with Earth-2 Iris. Suddenly it was like, she's the star of the show. She is the running this shit. Shut the hell up, Wells, and hold the gun. It was so immediately commanding.
She was so reasonable and logical about everything. Like, we're
Yeah.
going to do this, we're going to do this, and then we're going to catch this person.
Yeah.
And her dynamic with the other Barry was great because it didn't feel like they were writing the role reversal just for the sake of writing the role reversal.
Right.
Like, how Iris is always the one that wants to go help Barry even though she doesn't have powers. This Iris felt so powerful that I was like, no, I believe this Barry is not a weak man, but I believe Iris is much stronger.
Oh, yeah.
And, Candace Patton killed it, to the point where we wanted Earth-1 Iris to fall into that portal so Earth-2 Iris could
I was really hoping for the death of Earth-1 Iris in this episode.
Earth-1 Iris.
Yeah, it's just Earth-2 Iris is so much better written than you are. And also, it really just highlights Candace Patton's abilities, where, now I see what she can play. I'm like, you are a natural badass and a commander and a leader, and you are not someone who writes a blog and is mad that your boss didn't accept your article.
Yeah.
You are someone who's going to kick somebody in the chest for questioning you. That's who you are, and you could play that well.
She can, and I feel like even Candace Patton, not Iris, felt angry about the shitty storyline Earth-1 Iris was getting. When she was doing her scenes, I felt like she wasn't, angry as Iris. I felt she was like, And now I have to say I care about an article, even though you're
Right.
dying, Jay.
Right.
You don't care about my article. You aren't going to live for much longer,
Right.
and not just because of how this episode ended.
Ooh. Fair enough. Now, I will say as well. One of the other highlights of this episode for me is everything around Zoom. Everything around Zoom was really excellent in this episode for me, and I kind of love the whole man in the Iron Mask mystery. I mean, we're getting a little bit closer to who we think it is going to be, which it seems like they're leading us to believe that this is Jay, and perhaps the Jay that we know is not the real Jay, or there's some kind of touch of something there. But the communication between cells was very intriguing for me. I liked the mystery behind it, the fearfulness of Zoom coming back at any point. Zoom lighting the city afire, looking for Wells. Hot damn! How very Bane of him.
That was so good. Yeah, just the fact that he lit up the city, but then he gave posters to cops, like kind of like a threat, like turn him in or I'm gonna hurt everyone.
The flyering work that he did was powerful.
I haven't seen concert promoters work this hard. Like,
here's what I love. Now Zoom is super fast. One of the fastest men alive. I know that's Barry's title, but let's say Zoom's in this world, in this scenario, Zoom fastest man alive still cannot increase the speed of a Xerox. And I just love the idea of Zoom at an Earth-2 Kinko's just it's just I don't know why, that tickles me. That tickles me greatly. And then he's just got a stack. He's just flyering the city, just hand billing out the place.
Oh, and like it would take him so long to print them, and he'd be so fast handing them out that he'd be like, that wasn't worth my time.
Yeah, you got to get the henchman to do that. He has a network he's not using for hand billing.
Well, he killed everyone except for Killer Frost.
That's fair.
He had a network.
I assume he must have had some lower people. All right. So that's some of the good stuff about tonight's episode. That there was a lot of good stuff about tonight's episode, but let's talk about some of the negative sides. Let's talk about the cons. All right, cons. Diana, what didn't you like about tonight's episode?
Pretty much everything on Earth-1. Iris's newspaper storyline. I know it got dropped after like 3 scenes, but the fact that it was there at all?
The fact that it was dropped, I find almost made it more frustrating. I actually don't know what would be more frustrating, if they kept it or the fact that they dropped it. I don't know what's more infuriating.
There were 2 scenes where we could have been on Earth-2 where we were talking about Earth-1 Iris's article for no reason.
Yeah, and because it went nowhere. It was just a Earth-1 Iris being like, oh, my article's not accepted. I need an article. Jay, can I interview you? And then when Jay comes back, he's like, so about that interview, and she just says, I think I got what I need. And it never comes up again. What article did you write? How did you get what you needed?
I think she got what she needed because he saved the day. So she was off. She wanted to prove the Flash was like still around and they could be saved.
She promised her editor an interview.
She did do that.
What the hell does that even mean? Why were any of those scenes there?
She might as well write a big article that says Iris knows who both Flashes are.
She is really laying it down.
Iris West.
Oh my
Please contact
gosh.
if you want to know who the Flashes are. Please kidnap me and hostage take me anytime.
And also, if I were that editor, the second that she was like, I can get an interview with the new Flash, and the editor was like, you know him too? And she was like, I'd be like, I quit. I know the last editor was murdered because you knew the first Flash.
Also, though, with that editor, what a douche. Like, he was like...
Alright, stream back on. Cons, talking about Geomancer. What were you guys talking about?
We were talking about Earth-1, yeah. Are we streaming again now? Are we live?
Stream's back on.
We'll wait a second just to be sure. Let's be sure about this.
If you're watching, we're waiting to make sure you're watching.
Yeah.
I have a...
Back up.
We're back up?
We're back up.
All right. Sorry about the troubles there. A little issue with the live stream. But, that happens when you're dealing with parallel dimensions and complicated plot lines. And
I think our frustration just destroyed the stream.
It was pure anger that shut down everything. Now here's the other thing. I'm not done hammering on how shitty Earth-1 was in this scenario.
Carry on.
So let us hammer it home. So we've made fun of Earth-1 Iris and the journalism storyline. Mm-hmm. Here's the other thing that's incredibly frustrating about this episode, about the Earth-1 garbage, is that last episode. So the portal goes down. Portal's down. That's the big problem. And then they introduce Geomancer. Who gives a fuck? But anyway, the portal was down. That was the big plot problem in the last episode that they cliffhanged us on. This episode starts with them having resolved the portal problem off screen. So that big problem that was the cliffhanger of what was going on Earth-1, other than Geomancer, they just solved it off screen. Now here's the thing that adds extra infuriation to that. They solved that off screen, and then in the third act of this episode, the portal breaks again, so they have to solve it. So why did they solve it to begin with? Why did they solve it to break it, to solve it, when it could have been a through line of the problem the entire time? It could have been the whole issue.
It could have been like, we have to fight Geomancer, but we have to fix the portal. People are dying, but we have to save the portal.
But instead it was, we fix the portal.
That's done. Deal with Geomancer.
Oh, the portal broke. We have to fix the portal. Then why the hell did you fix it off screen to begin with?
What infuriated me more than that point was that
Joe. Why does Joe show up at the end of the episode to arrest him? You are I think now the only person on. They're like, Joe probably just killed them because he is amazing. They're either dead at Joe's hand or Joe brings them in.
There's a bunch of bodies in the river with Joe's handiwork on them.
Yep.
No, but and then this isn't. I'm not sure if this is an Easter egg. It's something I liked. I thought Zoom really was a very close parallel to Bane in this, and to Bane's storylines, because we've talked about how Bane. Zoom was like Bane when he started sending metahumans after Barry. It was very much when Bane released everyone from Arkham against Batman. And then tonight when he's just lighting the city on fire, spelling out things in fire, saying, I want to find Wells. It was very Bane and Batman again.
Yeah, so. most definitely. A lot of Dark Knight Rises parallels in that scenario.
Zoom, and also Zoom broke Barry's back once. So I feel like Zoom is just Flash's Bane. It really is. Yeah. What's the next thing that Bane does? How does Batman beat Bane? He gets drunk, so Barry has to climb out of a cave?
Yeah.
I don't know what he's gonna do.
It's gonna get complicated.
It's gonna get
he
got out of that cage. Was that cage his cage?
And actually, for another Bane comparison, I'm gonna say Zoom wants to get that Speed Force, and he's trying to juice up. He's juicing to make himself stronger.
He has a mask with thingies here?
Yeah.
Zoom is Bane. That's who he's gonna be. He's gonna take off the mask. He's gonna be like, it's been Bane the whole time.
And it's a beefed up Tom Hardy.
We solved it.
We finally figured it out.
All right.
Okay.
That's it for my Easter eggs.
Well, now, so to bridge Easter eggs into a little bit of speculation, though, do you think that the Man in the Iron Mask is going to be Jay?
I have no idea what is going on with this Man in the Iron Mask. Because honestly, this is a weird thing to say. I don't even know what race he is. Because sometimes his skin looks Caucasian, and then in some shots I'm like, is he black? I can't even... That mask is covering everything.
Yeah.
So at first I thought it was Wally West. Mm-hmm. Because, he did seem darker skinned, and his body type seemed right. But now I think it is a weird kind of Jay. I just have no idea. What do you think?
I think it might be Jay. I think it's Jay in the mask, and I think that the Jay we know was someone else. I guess he's dead now.
Though. He couldn't have been evil. He was just killed, or is he fake? This is a weird way to fake your death if this isn't.
Yeah, it is weird. I mean, there's no body, and also... I don't know if it was just bad writing or it is a setup for him being alive on Earth-2, but that smug walking towards the portal at the end, and it was too long. It wasn't startling, this all happened so fast. It was a minute of, how you're all so far away, but I did this. and nothing could happen to me in this. Oh, who could have seen it? Everyone saw that coming. Everyone saw that coming, and it was either bad writing or he's going to be alive on Earth-2. That was Zoom, like, getting him back into Earth-2.
I don't know. If that was a ploy, I don't know how you communicate that. And I'll stand in front of the breach just as it closes. You reach through and grab me. Yep. Like, I don't know what's going on.
But you know what? If he still has any of the Speed Force left, he could have maybe matched frequencies, and the hand through didn't hurt him, like a dual phase kind of a thing.
He didn't seem like he said his velocity 9 was all worn out.
Yeah, but you could say anything in that scenario if you're a liar working for Zoom.
You're a liar.
Yeah. When you're a liar, you're allowed to say whatever shit you want.
I guess he can. I guess he does. It's fair. That's a fair point.
All right, on tonight's episode, what do we have online? What are people saying? What are people asking?
Do you have any votes for Zoom? Who people think he is?
Everyone's very cordial tonight. So far, everyone has agreed with your comments.
All right. You should agree with my comments. That's good.
And mine.
And hers. Our comments.
Zoom Bane. If that was true, people seem to
like Zoom Bane theory?
All right. People are enjoying the Zoom Bane theory. That works.
Push that on people.
Blue Flare 19 asks maybe he's a shapeshifter.
All right. I think Blue Flare 19. I think Blue Flare 19 may be right of shape shifting, because one of the things I was thinking as well was that as we saw it with Reverse Flash taking over Wells' appearance on Earth-1, because so when Reverse Flash came back to the past on season 1 and kills Dr. Wells, taking over his appearance, I feel like maybe this is the Earth-2 equivalent of that, but perhaps it was done with Jay instead of Wells, and maybe didn't kill the first Jay. Maybe he's like mangled under there, all scarred up or something like that. But I think that the Jay we've met is not the Jay we're meant to believe, and I think it's Jay under there. Maybe some shape shifting is involved. Yeah,
maybe because because that Jay could have even stolen Hunter Zolomon's face. But yeah, if our Jay is like another Wells or something, shapeshifting could be involved. I just don't know. Like, but that was future technology,
right?
Because Reverse Flash is from quite far in the future. I don't know if they have
Earth-2 Reverse Flash could also be from the future, who came back and took over Jay's face.
Oh my God, Earth-2 Reverse Flash is Jay and he's working with Zoom?
Oh. Well, because if
there's no Flash,
Earth-1 Reverse Flash wanted to come back to get Barry, it would make sense that Earth-2 Reverse Flash would want to come back to get Jay, because that's the Flash of their world.
Okay, so Zoom is Reverse Flash, but of Earth-2.
No. Oh. No. Whoever the Jay we just saw die, who I don't think is actually Jay, is the Reverse Flash of Earth-2.
Is Zoom Barry?
No.
Oh my God.
So I know this is getting complicated, but hear me out. I think I can break this down. Okay, Earth-1, Reverse Flash comes back, hates Barry, and wants to put an end to that. But also, Earth-1 Reverse Flash is losing his power slowly. It needs Speed Force. Earth-2, Reverse Flash comes back, hates Jay, successfully stops Jay, but is losing his powers. That's why the Jay that we see come through to Earth-1 is losing his force powers. Because that's not the Flash Jay Garrick. That's the Reverse Flash pretending to be Jay Garrick, losing his powers, much as we saw Earth-1's Reverse Flash doing towards the end of Season 1 when he wanted to get Barry's Speed Force.
Okay. And Zoom's just an extra guy.
And Zoom is Bane. It all adds up. It all adds up. This is complicated. It checks out?
Yeah, it checks out.
It checks out. Okay.
Well, I don't get it, but we might have some more questions.
Do we have more questions?
No.
I think we answered it all.
That was so clear.
If that equation didn't answer everything, or at least give you a lot of questions to think about tonight, then I don't know what else to do for you.
Yeah, we got people working it out the same way you guys are. Charlie Mack says, I think Jay is Reverse Flash Earth-2, and the guy in the cage is Jay.
Yeah. Thank you. Who said that?
His name's Charlie Mack.
Charlie Mack.
Why didn't you just say it that way?
Charlie Mack gets
me. That
me.
was so much easier to say.
Charlie Mack's more articulate than me. But we get each other. Okay?
And Zoom is Bane.
Yeah.
All right. Done. You don't have to watch the rest of the season.
No, we're good now.
Figured it out.
We're good now.
And Wally's nobody?
Yeah.
Fine. Wally's nobody.
Wally's nobody. All right. Well, that was a lot of fun on Fan v Fan tonight. That was a fun episode of The Flash, with the exception of the Earth-1 stuff. I really enjoyed everything. Thank you so much for tuning in and for live chatting with us and tweeting along with us using the hashtag FanVFan. And be sure to subscribe to the Dork Shelf channel underneath.
Mm-hmm. And be sure to follow Dork Shelf on Twitter @DorkShelf.
Absolutely. And
we're here every week reviewing The Flash. Make sure you check in, tweet with us. And you can find the two of us on FromSuperheroes.com. We got a lot of good superhero comedy you can check out.
Yeah.
And I'm Diana McCollum.
I'm Andrew Iverman.
We'll see you next week.
Yeah.
Kicked him out.